So here's how to look for partner types and segmentation, how to choose the right partners and avoid expensive mistakes. Most companies recruit the wrong partners, not because the partners are bad, but because they're the wrong type for what the actual company needs. So I've seen companies spend 18 plus months recruiting tech partners for what they really needed was implementation help. I've watched companies build elaborate reseller programs when really just needed referrals. So you don't want to waste time, you don't want to waste money, you don't want zero revenue. So I'm going to show you a complete guide to partner types. You'll know exactly what partners you need, how to segment them, and how to avoid the costly mistakes that most companies make. So when we look at the three main partner categories, before we get into specific types, you got to understand the three categories. Solution partners help your customers succeed with your product. Tech partners integrate the products with you, and channel partners, these partners sell or refer your product. They serve completely different purposes. Each requires a different approach. And let me break down each. So solution partners, the value creators, right? You want to think of them as what they're going to help your customers implement, use, and optimize your product. So they might help customers deploy your product, right? There's four types of solution partners, I should say. Implementation partners, help customers deploy your product, handle technical setup and configuration. Common for complex enterprise software. So just an example, right? A Salesforce implementation partner who configures a CRM for new customers. Basically sets it up for them to get that first win really fast, which is what you want. And when you need them is when your product is complex to set up or to get that first win. Implementation takes more than 30 days, and customers ask, "How can you help deploy this?" Right? Some of you guys might offer services, which is great, and if you don't, then this is a perfect opportunity. Training partners teach customers how to use your product. Create custom training programs, common for products with learning curves. A company that provides certified training on your platform to enterprise teams. Not as common as I was saying, but it's out there. And when you need them, the product has multiple use cases, right? So user adoption is a challenge. Customers use certification programs. And when you look at consulting partners, they provide strategic advice on using your product, aka how to get those outcomes. And it basically optimizes their approach, common for products that require business transformation, aka getting a certain result. A strategy consulting firm that helps customers redesign their process around your platform. And so when you need them is when your product enables business transformation, essentially, like it needs to get a certain outcome for why they're getting the software. Customers need help defining their strategy. Implementation requires business process changes. And managed service partners, when you look at them, run your product for your customers. They handle ongoing maintenance and optimization, common for complex operational systems. A lot in cybersecurity, a lot in IT, a lot in tech. A company that manages your platform on behalf of the customer's team. That's how you should really think about it. So when you need them is your product requires ongoing maintenance. Customers lack internal resources, daily operations are complex, and people built entire businesses as being a managed service provider. So the solution partner reality, here's what most companies miss. Solution partners are your best source of referrals. Why? Because they're already talking to your ideal customers. They're already solving adjacent problems. They already have problems they're solving alongside the others to capture that biggest outcome. When solution partners recommend you, the customer listens, the partner's credibility transfers to you. So when we look at the flywheel effect, you refer customers to solution partners deliver great service, customers see more value, partners recommend you to other customers, you send more customers to partners. The key is starting the flywheel by giving first. So now when we dive into tech partners in the integration ecosystem, technology partners are companies whose product integrates with yours. So there are three types of tech partners you should really look at. Point solution integrations, single purpose tools that connects to your platform, usually API based, common for workflow automations, right? Like think of like a Zapier or N8N. A payment processor that integrates with the e-commerce platform, right? Like a Stripe. When you need them, your product is a platform. Customers use multiple tools, integrations create stickiness, right? If they can work and use their other software tools with yours, it makes everything seem seamless. Platform integrations, major platforms your product connects to. So bigger strategic partnerships, common for ecosystem plays. Integrating your app within Salesforce, Microsoft, Google Workspace. And when you need them is typically when customers use major platforms. It involves new use cases for your product. And platform endorsement drives credibility, right? Like if you are supposedly like, you're not going to compare to a Google or a Microsoft when it comes to social proof. Actually giving proof of delivering a certain outcome because they've done it for so long and they've grown to such big size that it's like, okay, shoot, like, am I going to trust Google or you? More often than not, they'll probably take Google because of the social proof. Now, can you borrow some of that and almost align with them? Not maybe necessarily to Google, but let's say Microsoft. Can you align with Microsoft and use their social proof? So it's you have to understand how these tie to revenue, even directly and indirectly. Data partners, companies that provide data to your product, consume data from your product. Common for data-driven applications. A lot of data. A data provider that enriches your platform with third-party information. And so when you actually need them, your product depends on external data, right? They create partnerships. The partnerships actually create competitive advantage, and customers need data flowing between the systems. So when you look at the value, right, the purpose of everything, they're unlocking new workflows. They enable something customers couldn't do before. So your marketing automation tool integrates with a webinar platform, enabling automated follow-up, which is okay, cool. Like I, I got an marketing automation tool, and I'm doing webinars. They're driving for the certain outcome. You don't do a webinar just to do a webinar. You're doing a webinar to drive leads to get more business. Increase stickiness, more integration customers use, the harder it is to switch. If customer has 10 tools integrated with your platform, switching becomes significantly more painful. Expand market reach. Tech partners have their own customer base that might need your product. A CRM with 50,000 customers promotes your integration to their user base. Enhance brand association with recognized technology partners builds credibility. So being featured in the Salesforce App Exchange signals legitimacy, right? And especially in this day and age with AI and trust, especially with cybersecurity, when you align with bigger partners that have bigger cybersecurity postures, but also bigger postures when it comes to like social proof, you want to cement your legacy or legitimacy. The integration reality, building integrations is expensive, and maintaining them is ongoing work. So don't build every integration customers request, right? Focus on integrations that unlock significant value, the top 20. Integrations with large growing platforms. Integrations that create competitive differentiation. Because if you try for every single one, you're going to be in product development forever, right? And you don't want that. But you do want to consistently be iterating. So when you look at channel partners, the demand generators, they sell or refer your product to your customers. So when we look at referral partners, they send your leads for a referral fee. You handle all sales and service. Lowest complexity partnership. So a consultant will recommend your product to a client for a 10% referral fee, for example, right? And when you need them is when you're building initial market presence, right? You're looking to grow. You want low commitment partnerships, and you have strong sales capabilities internally that you can just handle for them. Affiliate partners, really, really common in B2C, but B2B SaaS, it's really starting to grow now. Promote your product to their audience, usually content creators or media companies, common for B2B SaaS with self-service motions. So an industry blogger who writes about your product and earns commission on signups, right? Think of like a lot of these industries, and you don't recognize it, but a lot of like the G2s or like the Gartners, it's paid, right? And they're legit, don't get me wrong, but there is some financial incentive there. And you can either hate the game or play the game. So when you need them, you have a lower price product. Self-serve sales motions exist. Content marketing drives conversions. And so when we look at resellers, aka value-added resellers, they buy your product wholesale, resell it to their customers, handle billing and first-line support. So maybe like a regional IT company that resells your software to a local business. And when you need them is you want to expand geographically. So let's say that you want to break into India or China and you have nothing like that. Okay, go to a VAR, go to a reseller, be like, hey, resell my services. I'll give you a certain percentage off the top. And this is really, really key when you partners have strong customer relationships, because that way you can break through that barrier of trust and honestly increase your revenue. And so this one's become a lot more popular now with the emergence of AWS, Azure, Google Cloud in the past like 4 or 5 years. The cloud marketplaces, industry-specific marketplaces, common for products that consume cloud credits. So listing your product on AWS, where customers can buy using their AWS credits. And so a lot of people, especially if you're serving the IT market, they use cloud platforms. Procurement through marketplaces is easier. Cloud credits drive purchases and stuff like that. And so when we look at distributors, they aggregate multiple resellers. They handle resale enablement. They come for a broad channel strategy. So think of it like the connector, essentially, to other resellers, almost like a partner, if you want to call it like that. A master distributor that manages 50 regional resellers on your behalf, and when you need them, you're scaling globally, right? You're managing individual resellers, and it's significantly overwhelming. You need operational infrastructure to kind of handle everything from a legal, financial standpoint. So each channel type has different economics. These are just supplemental numbers, but good frameworks to think about. 5 to 50% referral fee on first year revenue. We look at affiliates, 10-30% commission on sign up value, 20 to 40% margin on selling price, 2 to 10% marketplace fee, 10-20% margin plus reseller margins. The more the partner does, the higher their compensation. So this is great. You know what it is, but how do I actually choose the right partner type? So here's the decision framework I use with every single company we work with. Start with customer pain. You'll see it throughout this training. What help do your customers need the most? Implementation help, solution partners, integration needs, tech partners, finding you in the first place, channel partners. Consider your resources. How much can you support partnerships? Limited resources, start with referral partners, lowest complexity, right? Moderate resources, add solution partners. Strong resources, build the ecosystem. Of course, this is going to be very nuanced based on what your customer says. But for the general framework, that's good. You think about some things. Now, step 3, map the customer journey. Where do customers need help? Awareness stage, typically referral or affiliate partners still actually know about you, right? Evaluation stage, tech partners, integrations, reduce friction. Implementation stage, solution partners. Growth stage, managed service partners. So you can kind of see these frameworks around here, right? And when you look at actually the product itself, what kind of product do you have? Complex enterprise software, solution plus reseller partners, platform API product, tech partners, self-service SaaS, referral plus affiliate, vertical specific, industry specific channel partners. So these are just like general frameworks to look at and think about. If you're really, really lost at what right partner type, start with the customer pain, but these will help mapping you out. So partner segmentation, the strategic lens. Once you know the partner types, you need to actually segment them strategically. So the 4 segmentation dimensions, I need some water. Where do your partners operate? So North American partners, European partners, Asia Pacific, regional specialists, where do they operate? Why it matters is because different geographies have often need different partner strategies. So North America may use direct sales with partner support, and in Asia Pacific, you might be 100% partner led, right? It depends on your industry, it depends on your vertical. You just really got to understand your market. So what size customers do partners serve? Enterprise partners, 10,000 plus, mid-market, SMB, given these frameworks, right? Might be already aware of this kind of stuff. And why this matters is enterprise partners need different enable than SMB partners. So enterprise partners might need more dedicated partner managers, and SMB partners might just be self-serve. So we look at vertical expertise. What industries does partners specialize in? Financial services, healthcare, manufacturing, retail. If you're more of like a general SaaS that can kind of tailor to different industries, pick and choose when you first start building out, and then from there, scale. So vertical specialists have deep relationships and more credibility in their industry. You don't want someone who's a jack of all trades. You want someone who's actually very like a master of one, and then really partner with those people. A healthcare-focused implementation partner has partner relationships at major hospitals that you don't, right? So when we look at dimension 4, the capability, what specific capabilities do partners have? Strategy consulting, tech implementation, training and enablement, ongoing managed services. And why it matters is different capabilities serve different customers, different customer needs at different stages. So when you look at the segmentation matrix, the best partner programs create clear swim lanes. Example swim lanes, partner A, enterprise, North American, financial services, implementation. That's an example. B, SMB, global, multi-industry, referral. Mid-market, European, healthcare, full service. So when you understand what market they serve, right? Same customer in terms of like the end buyer, but like what part of the market do they serve, and really hone in and drive it so you can see how they can win. So 3 C's, partner evaluation criteria. Not every potential partner is a good fit. So here's how you can evaluate them. Can they actually help your customers? Relevant experience, necessary certifications, do they have a track record of success? Do you understand your market? Now, red flags to look out for, no relevant case studies, no industry experience, no tech capabilities, right? You want to drive revenue. You're not here to be someone's beginner, especially if you're $1 to $10 million range. Yes, you can work with people starting off, but like it's not going to pay as much dividends as you think. Can they handle the volume? How many consultants as salespeople do they have? What's their current workload? Can they scale with you? Do they have delivery infrastructure? Team of 2 people promising enterprise delivery, full booked with other priorities, not able to hire or scale. If they can't actually provide and help with you, then it's gonna only hurt you in the long run. The commitment, are they serious, right? Like, are they gonna dedicate resources, executive sponsorships, invest in enablement? Do they have skin in the game, right? Some people, and I don't know if you could really do this in the beginning. It is very case by case, depending on what kind of software company you have and how big your ticket size is. But some people have to pay for certifications. Some people have to pay to stay being a partner. And typically that happens when you have more of a brand awareness aspect where you can see, okay, like multi-billion-dollar companies do this to keep the certification and renew the certification. And that is a revenue source, but not the main goal of it is not a revenue source. So there's things to keep in mind that you want them to feel committed. And sometimes that takes like a financial obligation. No willingness to get certified. Won't dedicate a team. Treat it as a side project. No executive involvement. So that's how you kind of weight different things out, right? For example, 40, 30, 30. Just a general framework. But like when you map each partner, right, you can fundamentally see, okay, like, and obviously like you're going to have data supporting this. But if you don't have data supporting this, it might have to be a feel kind of thing. And honestly, if you've gotten to this position, then trust your gut. Do they have capability? Do they have capacity? Do they have commitment? And this helps you make objective decisions instead of just going with your gut. So common mistakes and how to avoid them. Let me share the 5 most expensive mistakes I see so often. Number 1, recruiting too many partners too fast. You sign 50 partners in month 1 and you can't support them. None of them succeed because realistically, depending on the partner type, you might actually get 50 partners. But the idea is here, and the thing behind this is that you don't want to get more partners than you want, right? 50 partners, if you're an affiliate, okay, you want actually a lot of affiliates. But you have to also slowly hone in like which affiliates are going to drive the most revenue. So if we're looking at tech partners, 3 to 5 partners, right? Get them successful, then scale. Choosing partners based on their brand. What happens, you partner with a big name firm, like I mentioned, because it looks good, but they don't prioritize you, right? Like they're not gonna give you stuff. They're not gonna give you business. So you choose partners based on commitment and capability, not the brand name itself. And when you have no clear swim lanes, partners compete with each other and with your sales team. The channel conflicts to destroy the channel conflict destroys the program, and it just hurts you because if you have a direct sales team it's going after the same people your partners are going after, it creates messiness. Partner has a bad taste in the mouth. They won't push you anymore, and you just burnt the entire work that you've done by building that relationship. Mixing partner types in one program. What happens? You try to manage referral partners and resellers with the same approach. Neither works well. Create separate programs for different partner types. But it should be very, very manageable, honestly, especially in the 1 to 10 stage. You should really only focus on very few partner types. Ideally what your customer needs, and I'm saying we're fine ignoring what the customer actually needs, right? Like your core partners because they think they look cool, you think everyone's doing it, and you're right, everyone is doing it, and most of them are not succeeding. But the people who are succeeding, the multi-billion-dollar companies, the $100 million companies, they recruit partners that customers actually need, right? They recruit partners that fixes the customer's pain. Let that drive partner selection. So let's look at a checklist. Just before you have any partners, work through this checklist. We've interviewed 10 plus customers and their pain points. We understand what help customers need beyond our product. We map pain points to partner solutions. Partner type selection. We've identified the primary partner type we need. We understand why this type serves our customer best. We've confirmed we have resources to support this partner type. Segmentation strategy. We've defined our segmentation dimensions. We've created clear swim lanes. We plan to avoid channel conflict. We define that what good looks like. We have objective evaluation criteria, and we know how to score potential partners. And then when we look at the realistic assessment, do we have bandwidth to support partners properly? Right, this is great, right? But if you can't support them, there's no point. It's been real. We started small and scaling intentionally. We focus on partner success, not partner count.